Good morning, YouTube. We're back at the 348. Hopefully we get the engine kind of look like an engine again, which would be sweet. Let's keep working on it and see what we get done today.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
Lost cam inspec, so we got to pull the pulleys off to try to get. I mean, it was close, but
It just wouldn't quite go.
So yeah,
Boo.
so synopsis where we've got the last couple of hours.
Alright.
I went to the Home Depot,
Got a nice bar.
Yep, bought a couple pieces of round bar, chucked them up in the drill, and put them in the sander.
Nice.
My ghetto lathe.
Yeah, your
My ghetto lathe.
the ghetto lathe.
Yep, made
normal
my
guys who lay.
yeah
Normal
normal
guy
guy
lathe.
lathe. Made myself an extension here for our dial indicator,
Perfect.
so now we've got good position for
Yeah.
doing our fine adjustment. We proved the point this morning with our initial check that the course adjustment got us into got us real close.
Like good enough for most people, but not for us.
Correct. In addition to that, what we proved was going from position to position, we gained 4 degrees of advance.
Okay.
So I want a 112 degree center line for how we've mapped the motor, and we went from 110 to 114.
Shit.
Which makes sense because the
4
holes are
degrees.
about 4 degree increments.
So we couldn't get 112.
Correct. So what we're gonna have to do now is we're locking all the cams again with
Okay.
the business cards.
Got the paper. Yeah.
Yep, we got it TDC'd, all the cams are locked. We're gonna drop the tensioner and we're gonna pull this gear off and we're gonna flip it like 180 degrees
okay.
and see what pin lines up, and then start the process over again and see if the new offset on the
Gotcha,
holes
gotcha, yep,
will
yep.
get us our 2 degrees.
So the hope is that by flipping 180, it sets it off from 110 to 114 to 112, 116, 108.
Exactly,
And then we find the right pin.
exactly.
Okay.
And so far we've only been working on the one exhaust cam.
Alright, so we gotta pull the tension off and lock down the tensioner.
Yeah, and there's not really a nice way.
No.
I was wondering how we were
doing
gonna do this.
Very carefully so we don't.
So you don't want
Munch
to put
the-
pressure on the belt, right?
Not really, but there's no other good way to do it, so we're just going to be real gentle about it. All right.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So we're going to want the camshaft to go
Backwards.
backwards, and if we look at that next hole, right, how far back it is, there's barely any eclipse there, right?
Yeah.
Barely any. So we have to find half that distance by what we're about to do.
This is gonna be like super, super small adjustment.
Yeah.
The quest for 112 degrees.
That sounds like a VH1 Where Are They Now episode.
Back in 1992, this TS came out of the factory at Maryland. Where is it today?
All right.
In Austin, Texas.
We got that. The cam gear did rotate forward a touch. I have never taken the time to try and math my way through this and figure out how many teeth.
Is what?
Yeah.
You just kind of random it.
Yep.
That was scientific as hell there.
Yeah, just guess and check, guess and check.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm sure there's a more intelligent way to do this, but I'm only so f***ing smart. That might be it right there. When we started this, we were in the last hole over here.
Mm-hmm.
So our next adjustment was here.
Right.
And if you got a good tight shot, you saw how much, of the, I'm going to call it the eclipse, right? How much of the material overlapping there was between the cam gear and the camshaft.
Right.
So now, if you come up here and look at this third hole,
Pretty close.
that looks pretty damn close to me.
So it's not gonna lie until we loosen the cam business card.
Yep. So what we're going to do now is,
You're gonna hold the cam,
Yep.
yeah, as you loosen that and then twist it, right?
correct.
So you want me to push on the pin?
Yep, go ahead and put a
Okay.
little,
But we have it locked, so.
Yeah, you
Yep.
gotta loosen the lock as he tries to turn on the cam, and I'll try and push the pin.
Okay.
okay, ready?
Yep. The cam gear is moving.
All right, then go ahead and loosen the tensioner, so that way, hopefully that'll hold the gear a little bit better.
There it goes.
All right,
Saw it.
okay.
All right.
Tension on the pin. Leave it, yep. Ready?
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
There it goes.
Yeah?
Yep.
There.
Got it. So now I tighten it all up and then check it again. Although you're gonna have to redo the tension on that, right?
No, you
Yeah,
just
you gotta
release it. Oh, that's right.
You have to respin it and
Yeah,
find
yeah,
the tension point.
Good call. Good.
Yeah,
call.
because the tension will make a degree of difference.
Uh-huh. So this is where it's just repeat.
Yep. Yeah, this is where it gets hyper tedious.
All right, everyone understand that?
And we want to put the washers back under all of those.
Hope you got it. Good?
Oh,
Good.
so
All right, so we're trying to understand the math of how many degrees, because there's 32 teeth, there's 15 holes, and then there's 9 holes in the cam. And we were trying to do all the calculations on it. And then, of course, the diagram shows that it's 10 degrees between each tooth on the cam gear, 24 degrees between each hole, and then 22.5 degrees between each cam position. And so we started doing the math of like, well, how do you get that aligned right? How do you get it aligned right?
So before that
Oh, yeah,
point,
no.
I was explaining to normal guy here that as a dumb mechanic,
Yeah.
this mathematics is a bit more complicated than my time allows me to worry about.
it's really
So,
complicated math.
I just arbitrarily use the visual of the alignment of the pinholes and rotate the cam until I see what I believe I need to see, and then I repin it and I remeasure it, because for me that's much faster than ever
Yeah.
trying to sit down and do this. So to prove my point, I scrolled down here to the cam timing procedure just to show the part here where the factory manual does not explain exactly how to find 1 degree.
Then find one hole on the pulley aligned with another on the camshaft and insert the drive dowel. So it's literally like guess, just guess.
Yep. So
Getting close.
Yeah,
factory manual says just guess until it's perfect.
exactly. It's hilarious.
Exactly.
All right, well, so don't bother doing all the math. Guess and check. Guess and check.
Find a hole and plug it.
Yeah,
Just in
seriously.
case you're curious what guessing and checking looks like,
Yeah, it's a lot of math still.
that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Because we're doing a centerline calculation to help eliminate the possible variation between, you know, a precision degree reading. So we're cross-checking the number of degrees that we're measuring to centerline from the book to make sure that the math all works out. 'Cause with this convoluted process, in my opinion, checking it the same measurement with 3 different calculations is the only way to make absolutely certain that you're accurate within 1 degree.
Now we've guessed, so let's check. Just trying to find the maximum
Right about there?
deflection.
Yeah.
And then tighten it down on that.
That was a
Oh, so that's a little flywheel?
Dial indicator sitting right
Well,
on the lifter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to 26 degrees on the exhaust side. Cool. So we get it there.
Wow. Stuff moved a lot. Yeah, we're not even close now. We're way retarded now. Or the issue is we don't have a good zero.
It wasn't quite at 0. 10, 20, 26.
Yeah. That's not gonna work.
Where are
We
we
lost
at?
a shitload. 48 and a half.
Where were we before?
50 something.
53.
So we're gonna advance it 2 degrees, or 2 holes, I should
Yeah.
say, not 2 degrees, 2 holes, which will give us 8 degrees. Is it?
Yep.
Right at 53?
54.
54. Oh, perfect.
Nice.
So it's 1 degree advance from where we want it, which
Yep.
we think it'll slacken
Yep.
as the belts
So-
break in.
Try just advancing it one more hole and see where that gets us, and then we'll go.
So we're at 111. We want to be at 112 minimum. 113 preference.
Yeah, 112 to 113 is fine.
Okay, so we gotta shoot again. Pew pew pew.
The math wasn't so hard to figure out.
Yeah, this would be nice because then you can say, oh, pull it, turn it X number of teeth, and ta-da.
But you know, you got belt tension and belt stretch and a bunch of other stuff. So
All right, after, I don't know, this is round 5, maybe?
6, 7.
Yeah, we think we got it.
3 hours.
That cam is not easy.
yeah, 51.
Perfect.
51.
Please be a 5. Can I get a 5?
5 is my plane number right there.
And 5.
Woo!
113.
All right. It's got 113 degrees center on the exhaust cam.
Modeling that we did compared to the factory book time, really I want a little over 112 degrees center line on the exhaust cam to get the curve that that I want for the motor. So at 113, when the belt relaxes under, you know, normal stretch, that'll get us 112.5 or so, and that should be really good.
Bad ass.
Yeah, it's as close to perfect as we're gonna get.
Woo! So because we flopped to the other side, and it's a flat plane crank, this cylinder is 180 degrees off from that cylinder. So we're starting at bottom dead center instead of top dead center. So it's the same degree position for the cam openings, just from starting from bottom dead center instead of top dead center.
Simplification, if I wanted to read the degree wheel the same exact way I read it over there, I'd have to
Rotate 180.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay, cool. This cam was at 111. Because we're shooting for perfection, we're gonna adjust it. Normally that would be plenty, but we're gonna go for balls. We're gonna go for, as Josh said, this is gonna be titties.
super titties.
Super titties.
It's pretty tits right now, but we want super tits.
Yeah.
We kind of are expecting, because each pin movement should be 4 degrees, and we really only want 2, so we're expecting to overshoot our mark by 2 degrees.
Right.
But we're going to do it anyway, just to prove that fact and make sure there's not some other variable with the belt tension and whatnot that, you know, we're not going to guess our way out of. So once we prove that we've overshot it, then we'll lock the motor and flip the gear around again and try the process over to find that 2 degrees.
So we're going to this hole right here, right?
Yes.
I'm sad to report that we are a good probably 7 hours in today.
Well, just today.
Just today. Yeah. We
Not
did
the
spend a
couple
while
hours.
yesterday.
Yep. Spent a couple hours yesterday.
So probably 10 hours just timing these f***ing things. A pain in the ass.
Part of that is because of this
Yeah.
hokey dial indicator setup has been really frustrating to keep it consistent. The other part of it is the assembly marks are really not nearly close to ideal timing.
Nope.
So some of these camshafts have needed a lot of movement, which requires reclocking the gear multiple times to find that 2 degrees that we want.
Joy.
Yeah, so far 1 camshaft out of 4 has fallen right into place. Not everything that professional Ferrari mechanics say about the difficulty to get precise work out of these cars is just to bust your balls. Some of it is actual fact based on experience.
The bolt out, the shim, or the pin out.
This is why I don't really like doing it this way, because right now this this cylinder
Has pressure on it.
well, it's wide open.
Yeah.
So depending on which side of the lobe we're on, the cam will want to kick one way or the other, and my wrench here only wants to.
Got a lot of flex.
I can only hold tension on it in one direction or the other.
What'd you do, Stu?
Oh, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, right. He stuck his tongue into that super hot sauce, and
Why are you sweating, Stu?
yeah, why are you sweating? You're literally sweating. Look at that.
Yeah, it's got a little heat to it. Got a little heat to it. Oh no!
All right,
on.
come on, do it.
Come on, you
Come
said
on,
you're gonna-
do it.
No, it's just mild. It's not bad. It
Okay.
smells worse than it is. It smells like it's hot as hell, doesn't it?
No, it smells.
That has no scent. That's a silent deadly right there. I mean, I would suggest unless you're born in this state and have interior
Wow.
leather.
It really doesn't smell. Smell it. It does not smell
very,
hot.
very slight hint of peppers.
Dare you put a little bit on your.
Not after you licked it.
Oh, here.
There's 10 others.
This is a fresh one.
Yeah, I want to see this. Go for it. I like the dumbassery awards. Oh, that's a lot. Fuck it. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Let's see how this goes.
Yankees.
Yankees. Not that hot?
Keep that camera on. I'll be sweating in a minute.
Oh man.
It's got it's got a little heat to it.
I took it full strength.
Full strength.
Yeah, gargle it.
There's a
Tim.
joke.
Gargle it, yeah.
Oh yeah, if you put that straight in your mouth, there's a gulp of it, it'd be hot.
All right. This is the face of partial defeat. That's the face of worry.
Complete defeat.
Yeah. And this is verifying defeat. So we think.
I don't see any.
Oh no.
I don't see any sign of
No marks.
anything other than carbon buildup in those
Definitely
areas.
marks over here.
Yeah.
It seems like you have to not
Like I
risk
say,
it.
I could feel it when I turned it over, and I've done enough of these that I know for a fact that when we're as far advanced as we were, there's a real good chance of it touching. So all evidence leads that we need to pull that head and check those intake valves. That way they don't end up buried in pistons.
Yeah,
Miles down the road.
if they're bent, especially because we're bringing up the RPMs,
Yeah.
so they need to be in perfect working order.
Yeah.
Son of a fucking bitch. Alright, so here's the scoop. We accidentally advanced the cam too much. And when we did that, the intake valves touched the pistons. We don't know how hard, but enough to leave a mark on the piston, which means it could have bent the valves or damaged something. So now we have to pull off the head to inspect the valves, because in order to inspect the valves you have to take the valve out of the engine and check and see if it's got any bent angle on it, right? Yeah.
It'll look
So
like that.
yeah, so yes, this is what the heads look like, and that's where the valve would be. And we don't want is this. This is a bent valve. See how it kind of wobbles a little? Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, see how it's wobbly? That's bad. And right here, see that mark right there? That's where the valves touched. So in this case, it was the exhaust valve. That's gonna slow our progress a little, but it's better than a blown up motor. So better safe than sorry. Fortunately, I think we have to claim that math kicked our ass today. Okay, so because it's we locked it in place, it hopefully theoretically will be in the same spot.
Should I pull the pin in this whole gear to get this off?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Since we already timed everything, we've got all the camshafts locked in position with the
Except that
cards,
one.
and we're gonna leave them all like that. So theoretically,
Well, we needed to do that anyway because we were still off, right? So take off the exhaust manifold. We're leaving the cams in because we locked them down, and then we have to do all the head bolts. Oh, you are still gonna have to pull one of the cams, aren't you? Because to get the valve out.
once we get it up on the bench, we'll pull the intake cam off.
Okay. It's a lot easier getting to the exhaust manifold bolts when the engine's not in the damn car.
Yes.
Well, if you did want exhaust manifolds, this would be the time to do it. Right. Those are off. Seriously? That's where the cylinder head how do you torque them?
Like that.
Oh, weird. Now that's a special tool.
Yes. This is actually
Is that a Hill Engineering part?
no.
Oh. Is that a Ferrari part? Lamborghini part! At least it's still Italiano.
Pretty much all of the cylinder head studs are all the same size. In Europe, it's all 11 millimeter. In American, it's 7/16. The very early stuff was 10 millimeter or 3/8.
That's small.
Yeah.
How many bolts are there?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Oof. Those have a lot of torque, right?
Good bit.
Now we get to see your pistons. We're pulling up your skirt. You're gonna feel naked.
Let me see your guts, baby.
Show me your treats.
That is the end of the camshaft. You can see the alignment holes there. Holy crap.
Ding, ding, ding.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
They definitely kissed.
Oh, yeah. You know, all 4 cylinders.
Yep. Shit. See the marks? Ah. No bueno.
So as of right now, we know for a fact that they touched.
Yes.
So the only question is,
Did they get damaged?
did they get damaged?
Alright, so we're pulling off the intake cam, right?
Yep. pull off the cam and remove one bucket so we can pull one valve out and check it, and then decide how we feel from there.
Okay.
Not that it's a big deal to pull them all and check all of them, but we'll start with one tonight.
Right. If one's bad, then we have to assume all are bad.
Exactly. Fortunately, I already have a couple of 348 heads here apart.
With the little spring compressor tool.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, the keepers are cone shaped. There are grooves machined into the end of the valve that they grip. See? So there's
Oh,
one
yeah.
raised edge there that clips into a machine groove in the end of the valve.
Okay.
Then otherwise, the tapered shape is what keeps it wedged in there. Alright, there's the other one.
Here's your valve.
That looks pretty good.
I don't see any movement. You can feel a tiny bit of hang up.
Yeah. Right there in the center of it, yeah.
All right, you two. Well, we're kind of all a little bit sad right now. You know, this is our current situation. So obviously, we have to order some parts. We have to get new valves. We decided it's not worth the risk. Where the valves touch the pistons. Doesn't matter that we can't see any physical damage on the valve. It's just not worth the risk. We're gonna get new valves. So we gotta get 8 new intake valves, new head gasket. So that's gonna set us back by probably about a week. So we're all kind of depressed right now. Yes.
I'm gonna look like Dan's Basset Hound.
Yay. They're supposed to look sad.
They are.
As you know, this video is sponsored by RecanviAmerica.com, so go visit RecanviAmerica.com. Use the code NGS10 when you check out, and you're going to save 10% on your order, so go buy your Ferrari and Maserati parts from them. Awesome people, good customer service. That's kind of going to wrap it up for tonight, so we're going to have to continue this probably next weekend. Once the parts arrive, we'll get this thing put back together and shoved in that damn car and start it up so you guys can hear the glorious sound of this 348. Till then, we're gonna go drink some beer. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. It's gonna be sweet.